Hello, welcome to Timeless Conversations, a channel where we talk about life and adulting
The ups
the downs,
and
and
everything in between. My name is Sharon.
Robina.
And I'm Aisha. If you're new here, a special welcome. Today's episode, we are fired up. So a while back, there was this conversation on Twitter, Ugandan Twitter, now X. A young mom, probably in her 20s, yeah, posted something which later on turned very controversial. She said that children are somehow a setback. And God, goodness gracious, everyone was up all in there saying, no, how can you say children are a setback? I mean, these are pretty little things, unless you were not prepared to have them. And there's really a backlash from different communities. The men had their say, moms also had their say, ladies in their different age brackets also had a little more to say about this whole topic. And I thought, how about we come and have a conversation about it? How are you, ladies? How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Let's dive into the topic. Do you honestly think that children are a setback in one way or another? The way you see motherhood, because honestly,
Yeah.
motherhood is so distinct for everyone. Your experience is not my experience. Her experience is definitely different from mine. Everyone sees it from whichever way because of how each one of us experiences it. Yeah, like your experiences might be about a little bitter, while me, I have this perfect picture thing. Yeah, so I feel like probably everyone is justified to feel the way they feel about it. So yeah, Robina, what do you think about that? Are children really a setback or not?
Logically thinking. Okay, which one do I start with? Let me start
What?
with the good news. The good news is children are not really a setback. Because I feel like it's a natural progression of life, and that at a certain point you will have children if you choose to, and sometimes you're prepared for it, sometimes you're not, but they are such a blessing. They're such a beautiful gift, honestly, to experience. However, logically speaking, quite frankly, they slow you down somehow. Because before I became a mother, I was like, I would do everything so fast. I make decisions so fast. I would do, at work, like there's nothing slowing you down. You're not worried about, hey, has he gone to school? Has he eaten? Is the maid? Like, your life is sort of, for lack of a better word, a straight line. But when the child comes in, it is the
Loops and what?
maids, it is school, it is he's sick, it is, so it kind of slows you down, honestly. Because when I wasn't a mom yet, I would go to work and my only focus is work. But now your mind has to wonder, how is my son? Is he okay at school? Has he eaten? You have to worry about so many things, which in some sense deters you a little bit, but that's logically thinking. However, they're a beautiful blessing and a good thing to experience. Yeah.
You know, a while back, I had a scenario whereby I'd stopped by a boutique. I'd been eyeing. You know how you're driving, and I don't know if you're like me, but every time I'm driving, it's like I'm window shopping. Like, oh, it's nice. I'll check it out. Like, I'll check it out when I get time. But I'll check it out had become I'll check it out, and I was not really getting the time. Yeah. So this day I finally get time, and I go there and I said something. I said that, oh, I've been wanting to come, but I wasn't really getting the time. Nga nina omugugu gw'omwana.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you-
then the
I hear
lady,
you.
it's even possible that that's
Yeah.
exactly how you felt, by the way.
and then the lady's like, no, you shouldn't say that. And I'm like, wait, why am I even saying this? I'm like, no, like I don't mean it in that way, but the truth is, I really couldn't come
When you
because
have-
yes, like I can't come and spend a whole hour here trying on clothes
Yeah.
with my child. Maybe when you're back from school, or regardless of whatever, like you can't really
Yeah.
concentrate and do that. I know. I really kept thinking about it, and it reminded me of really why I started to think and ask myself why is it that women those days used to make such statements, because it's a statement from way
Yes.
back. Yeah,
I hear you.
like omugugugo mwana, you get
It was actually very common.
it's
Because
I
you
don't
hear
think
it
it was
a
meant
lot,
in a
actually.
bad way, yeah, but it's a thing of everywhere I go.
No man, I want it.
Exactly. Like how you pack luggage.
It's actually
like
the truth,
everywhere
by
you
the
go.
way.
It's like your child is the first thing you pack.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that can sort of like summarize how
Your position.
my position in the situation. So it's not that they are a setback. He's not a setback, but the reality is, my life is not the same. Yeah, there's certain things that I can do very easily. Like some people can wake up and be like, "Oh, Mombasa, let's
Let's
go."
go.
I know.
Or even field trip.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. But I'm thinking field trip. It's
So
a
it's-
school term.
What's the plan?
So I even try to organize my field trips around the time when he's on holiday. Like
Imagine.
you're literally organizing everything about
Around
your
his
life
calendar.
around them. Yeah.
I hear you. To be honest, while some people justified the bashing of that young lady, for me, I felt it in a more personal way. Because unless someone sits you down and tells you their life story, you will not get
You
context.
will not. You won't.
You see, especially privileged moms. Privilege in what way? Women that have a village.
Have support system.
When you have a support system, motherhood is different. Now, I want you to picture yourself in this mom's life. Probably. Now, first of all, also your age matters. Yeah? There is an age where you are everything to your child. Especially moms that are teenage moms. Those ones that have been sent away from home. Because, I mean, in this part of our society where we live, that's an
Very
abomination.
common.
And it's common. And so what happens when you get a child while you're still in school? What do you call that? Isn't it a setback? Because you will sit home.
Yeah.
I mean, we are still in an age where schools dismiss girls that have gotten pregnant. You cannot sit for exams.
Yeah.
You are not even allowed to be in school, the exams aside. Yeah? So what does that mean for you? You sit back home, nurture your child when they are, maybe a bit independent, maybe in
and
maths,
go
then you
back.
return to school. So isn't that a setback?
It
But that is not to say that the
The
children
child is a setback in
are
Yeah.
not a
itself.
blessing.
Yeah.
No, the blessing is there, yes. But can we also agree that there is this ugly side of it, especially if you're not prepared? And even when you're prepared,
Yep.
you see, like, if people don't see it like the way we see it, in the lenses within which we see them, it's a bit different. Let me give you another example. You've just started your career, yeah?
That's what I was about to say also. Like you're just kicking off, and then you get a baby. Tell me how your friends who don't have children, like you can't compare your journey anymore.
Yeah.
Yours is going to be a bit more slow. Like your trajectory will be very slow compared to those who didn't have children when you had just started. When you just started your career, your peers will go way ahead of you by either way.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's also possible that, you can actually keep track and move at the same
Yes,
pace as
yes.
your peers,
Both.
but at the expense.
Thank
Something
you.
has to give.
Thank you.
Yep.
Where is the catch?
There's always a catch.
You will have to put in much more effort than
There's
they
always
do.
a catch, yeah.
Because let me tell you, you have a lot on your plate. And remember, when you have a child, it ceases to be about you. You will forever, as a mom, prioritize your child over anything else. Be it, let me give you an example, personal experience. While I was supposed to be finishing school, I said, you know what, let me dedicate 3-4 years to have this out of the way. Okay, I thought I would have 2 kids, 3 kids. Yeah, maybe the third kid would find me doing some course or what.
And
But you
then
know,
the Lord.
God had different. God said, no, madam, once.
Yeah.
And so the guys that I was in school with
have finished.
have finished their master's degrees. They've, you know, gone on to professionalize. Yeah, they are chartered. They've done all these amazing things. Okay, of course you catch up in some other way, but you have to put in extra work, which is not the case with people who are, you know, like level-headed. They said, no, for me, I'll have kids in my 40s, because maybe they are forward thinking. You know, they've weighed all options. They are thinking, okay, kids good, yeah, but we finish this and this.
But I mean, I wouldn't say that they are level-headed and they've figured it out, and because they want to first push their career, because it's not exactly like cast in stone. But maybe just because we've had kids at a certain age that our careers won't take a certain trajectory. Yeah, like you said, we probably have to put in a lot more work. Yeah, but I think it's possible. It's harder, but it's still possible to, you know, progress in your career. And I mean, I'm a firm believer in, like, I think I've said this before on one of our shows, that at the right time, like, everything falls into place.
True.
I mean, yes, it's harder, like I said, but with time you also get there. And who knows, even these other people are probably looking at and saying, you know, like we said, there's something to give. Yeah, either you have your kids now that some people are calling setbacks. I mean, we're not saying our kids are setbacks, but where we're feeling that there's a setback now and others are progressing, at some point those people are also going to be like, I wish I had had kids earlier.
You know,
You get, like, there's really no,
there's no right time.
There's no
per
right
se.
time.
not at all. Not at all. Like, you can't look and be like, I think if I had them much later, I'm actually glad I had them now, because we'll be able to grow with our kids.
And be cool moms.
Yeah.
The way you're planning to be a cool mom,
I just cannot wait, guys.
God should just give you money.
Matching khaki pants.
This is us,
yeah.
the 5 of us in Bali, having the life that the one that God planned for us. Gebi tuwitambulanga wetwabibala. But they can't even
and you
know.
have forgotten about all the past, you know,
I know.
moments of hardship.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And to be honest, yes, you know, like this timing thing, I don't think anyone has figured it out. Because even the old ones, okay, not old ones, the ones that expect to have kids much later, I have a feeling they sit down and think, okay, perhaps I'm not doing it right. They kind of second guess. But I feel like God is the one that plans out this kids thing. Whether you have it now or not, it catches up with you in another way. Because, you know, you could prioritize career right now and still get stagnant at some point. Yeah, because even in career, the trajectory is not like you're going to be progressing forever. You're also going to stagnate, maybe attain a senior position, and what next for you? Switch careers there, it gets boring. So yeah, although I don't think the setback thing is just age, a conversation on age. Other times it's about a conversation on finances. Because kids are expensive, you
Yo.
Very.
Yo.
Try
guys. These
school.
little creatures have an expensive taste. As if they know how to make money.
You see those reels that keep going around of unemployed what?
Having the time of their life.
Uh-huh.
The life of
Sitting
their-
in the sofa,
I'm
raising
telling
their
you.
legs, holding the remote.
Drinking milk.
I mean, we
Having the
cook,
times of their lives.
when we cook certain sauces at home, say maybe like beans, because we balance that, we have to have them, like even if it's like
Yeah.
once a week. My son is like, beans again. I'm like, it's the
Masebo
beans.
eats.
Beans again, as if he has eaten them the whole month, day in, day out.
I know.
Entitlement.
You know what? Kids don't. I wish they knew what is going on in our financial.
They will know, they will know, they will know.
My kids are telling me, Mommy, no lumonde. It's like my favorite.
I'm sorry, what?
Sweet potatoes for you today.
And you make sure
You
they
forced
eat them
it down their throats.
I don't eat it. Now I had to panic because I mean you can't
Like
be
now they're
eating
going to sleep
rice.
hungry.
Yeah.
You're trying to,
Like, by the
You're
way,
trying to
where do you
instill
get the
something.
balance?
and then when they refuse to eat and also hardline, you're like, now they're going to sleep hungry.
You know?
Like, they can't sleep hungry. Like, okay, drink some milk.
You know,
You
so
start
the
to crumble.
financial setback is real.
It is, by the way, because when when you have a child, if the life that you would have lived without them, the quality probably would have been better. But now you have to sacrifice a lot of things.
Sure.
And you have to literally plan and budget for enjoyment, just yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be intentional about it. Otherwise, those are some of the things that will just slip through the cracks. You take care of the children and forget about yourself at the end of the day. So there's a very big financial setback when it comes to children because, like you said, expensive taste. Or it is us who make the expensive taste for them.
Because there's a
I
certain
don't even
quality
know, but
of life
I know you want to give for them.
Exactly.
But, man, you have to be intentional for you to be able to balance things out. But is there a balance, though? Is there ever a balance? Because I feel like you're constantly sacrificing for their sake. Because imagine if you say you didn't have children and imagine when now that you have them at a school going age, a big chunk of your income goes to school fees.
True.
The chunk of
Not
which
just
would have
school
done,
fees.
like every other thing.
That comes along with school.
School. School pickups, like their
Activities.
lunchbox, their activities, school trips, what. So it's a huge chunk of your finances actually shift to their, school and all that stuff, which money would have used to improve the quality of your life.
Like go on a holiday
Go-
somewhere.
Right? And the school fees of these days can afford your entire holiday in Mombasa.
It can.
So there is a huge financial setback when it comes to children.
But although, yes, by the way, I totally believe in you, but then I see also the people that don't have kids, their life is not any different.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Senor.
They're not going on trips like we expect them to.
Are you sure? Okay, well, before
In
you
a
had
way.
kids, were you going on holiday?
Thank you. Were you?
Wasn't I?
Okay, even if you were, it's not like you were spending a lot of dollars.
No, but you're right. You're actually right. I never really went out on like holiday.
I did not go anywhere. So
Let's not blame the kids.
I know. Although, also in a rather different light, I realized that the whole conversation on setbacks is also bordered on gender. You see, the reason why men don't see that children are a setback, because for them they only see it from the financial side.
And their
Rarely.
part to play is
So little. Ochitegeera. A lot of
If they're
men.
not even involved, because there are those who the most they'll do is school fees.
Get.
Thank you.
They want uniforms? Okay, get.
And yet parenting is much more than money.
Exactly.
Parents know that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On the flip side, though,
Mm.
for me, I feel like when I had my son, I don't know, for some reason, blessings started pouring inwards.
Going to say that on the money
Yes.
thing.
Amen.
I feel like there are some things that have happened to me just because I am a mom.
Ah, tell us.
Okay, I don't know if it's just in my head, but I feel like there are some prayers that I make that I don't know, maybe God answers them because I am a mom. Or I pray for a financial increase and I get it. I'm like, God, if not for my sake, please do it for my son. If not for my sake, do it for my son, God. And for some reason, God answers it. So there are some blessings that have flown to me just because I'm a mom, honestly. Yeah.
I agree.
Mm.
No wonder, you know, in Islam,
Mm.
it's believed that each child comes with their blessing.
So that saying comes from Islam.
They give birth knowing
Children are a blessing from them.
No, like there's a saying
each
in
child
Uganda
comes with
even.
a blessing, the multiplicity effect.
Uh-huh.
No mukisa gwe.
Uh-huh. Which I don't know if I believe it.
So is that why some people keep but hey, some people keep giving birth and it backfires on them.
Not even backfires, they leave it for the relatives.
Maybe
They
that
take
was
care
God's
of.
pattern of things, that you are blessed to be a blessing to those kids.
The ones that others have given birth to.
Yes.
Thank you.
In Jesus' name. But to be honest, present fathers understand when we say setback.
Yeah.
Because they will see you. Let me tell you, from the moment you get pregnant, unless you're lucky, you will get morning sickness, your productivity at work lessens, your employer. And I know a lot of
Has to be
employers
understanding.
who are not that patient. They will be fine with the first pregnancy. They'll be fine with your second pregnancy in that same organization. But I promise you the third one, they'll be dreading. Because they know. Remember, your productivity in the 9 months is low. And then you go for maternity leave.
3 months.
They have to also pay the one who is sitting in for you. Then results are different. You get? So if someone actually says that they are setback, you just hear them out. Because career-wise, it is life-limiting in a way.
It actually is.
It is.
Yeah. Not even just career-wise. I was here thinking, as we speak, I also reflect on my life over the past couple of months. Even your social life,
I know, right?
you guys. When you couple it with work, with other side hustles, and then children and family, like most times you find that it's work home, work home. And the one time when maybe it's not work home, you're like, guys, I have to just stay home and rest.
I know.
I know.
Like, it just gets too busy. Like, taking care of these guys is so much work.
It's
So much work. If you actually put in the work. Because it's very easy to bowl and
You're like, hey.
you know what? Go what and all that. But yeah. And then at some point you mentioned something about having help. And why I kept saying that I usually plan certain things around maybe when he's on holiday and all that, because I know at that time I can easily maybe get him and say maybe take him on a 1-week holiday at my parents' place. At least there I know he's okay, he's catered to. So really the point of having help, that's why when you say people who don't have help call it a setback, I would understand. Yeah, I would understand.
Recently, I saw a TikTok of a lady abroad. Oh, she was saying giving birth when you don't have family in the diaspora is one of the worst things to ever happen to anyone, especially those that have multiples under 2. Yeah,
Can imagine.
like you have multiples, you also have maybe a toddler. Yeah, all depending on you. You have a job. Remember, you have bills to pay.
Thank you.
And now, worst case scenario, you're a single mom. Because we know some guys, after getting you pregnant, they will just disappear, right? So if someone like that says that children are a setback, believe them. Because guys, children are a piece of work. And if you don't have a village,
Yeah.
I want you to imagine someone whose routine is revolving around kids only.
It even gets exhausting.
It is.
Mentally and physically.
Yeah.
It
It's
gets
not just physical, and I think that's the thing people seem to think we are alluding to when we say it's work, it's tiring. No. Guys, having to keep up with, now get a toddler, having to keep up with the questions. Yeah. It's like you're in an interview every single day.
and they don't stop.
The
They'll
few
ask
times,
one after the
yeah.
other.
The few times I maybe get an Uber or a border with my son, by the time we leave, they know his name. Like, they know his
They
name.
had conversations.
Thank you. Like, he will talk, ask questions, ask. And it gets to a point, and sometimes I'm like, ask your dad. It's like, no, daddy's driving. Like, daddy has to concentrate on the driving. So his dad is also like, yes. But yeah, the mental, like, it's mentally taxing
I know.
having to keep up with that.
And I know a lot of moms who say, oh, I feel so touched out.
I know, especially if your love
Yeah,
language is
touched
like
out.
different.
Yeah.
Like for me, actually, my entire household sometimes feels
Feels
touched
touched
out.
out.
My son feels loved by touching. At his big age, sometimes he still says, "Carry me." Like, he's jumping on you randomly. You both almost fall.
I know, right? Like, they're big.
Then
These
you're
kids.
just watching something. He wants to lean on you. He wants to, like, you're just on the chair lounging, maybe watching something, but he wants
Putting
to sit
his legs on you.
while touching someone, or you'll just be playing with your fingers, or like something. Banank. So just imagine all the time you are just like that. You really feel touched out. It's so mentally exhausting. So you just have to choose to adjust and know that Banank, this is him,
Yeah.
and accept
Yeah.
and just do the things to
Are
to
there
also
things-
come to him, to come to his point of physical touch.
Are there things that you feel you would have done had it not been motherhood?
Interesting
I
question.
know,
I've
I've
never
never
really thought about it.
Me, I do have some. Okay, it just dawned on me recently when I saw that tweet of like, perhaps right now I would have finished my post-grad degree, or maybe I would have moved. I saw how quick it was for my sister to make a decision to leave the country and relocate.
That's
Permanently?
the only one. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, right now I've gotten 2 opportunities and I turned them down because they don't involve my family.
Yeah.
So I feel like, okay, perhaps if I had not had the kids, I would have taken them on. And then I feel like even when these things I do, like right now, all these, like I have my plate full, and sometimes I don't see my kids as often, I feel like, okay, I am doing this, but at the expense of being with the kids, there's that guilt that comes. So I'm thinking, maybe that is the minor setback that I could have experienced, which is also so little. Of like, we're not saying that we downplay all the blessings and all the goodness that comes with having kids, but we're just pointing out what some people might think are actual setbacks for them.
I feel like we are really just acknowledging the fact that they are work and they are tasking one way or another, and that your routine will change. Like they'll change the trajectory of your life somehow, and so it's only fair that we acknowledge that, honestly, because it's a real big thing that happens to you. Your title changes from just some random Robina to
I mean, sometimes
Mama
even
Jane.
your
Mommy
name
Jaden.
yes, your name even changes, guys. My name
Thank
did
you.
change.
So
And
it's
the figure.
your body changes for good. Now it changes for good, by the way. You have to do extra work to get back to who you were. You asked us about what we think we would have done, and for me, I think I've always looked at it in the aspect of finances. I don't know if I would be where I am right now, but I feel like I would have accumulated some wealth for myself. I don't, but you know, sometimes we think that the trajectory of life would have been different. If we had, like, if I had no child, maybe I would be balling with a lot of money and all that stuff. And sometimes life would have taken a different turn.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have
Probably even worse.
Yes, you probably wouldn't have the money you have right now, or you wouldn't have the life you have right now.
Because that was God's pattern for you.
Exactly. So for me, when I think about it that way, I quickly switch to what if life turned out worse,
Yeah.
you know, and I just become grateful in that moment, honestly. Yeah.
For me, I think just like you, it would have been the bit of traveling. Right now, every time I think of like going anywhere for an extended period of time, I'm like they really are a big part. Not just my son, but even like my husband, like my family. Yeah, of course it's easier with the husband because you're like,
He'll take care of himself after all.
but well, I don't know.
You don't know about that.
Yeah.
Big baby.
Yeah, big baby. But I honestly agree with you that yes, the decision to move would have been so easy. Like so easy. But now, no. It's not.
I agree.
And rightfully so, because
You're not going to pack your bags and go away like you know, like it's only your business.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's no longer only your business.
Yeah. You have some other person's business as well to handle.
But
And
you know,
to be
there are some
honest,
people who have actually made the decision, and
I wonder how they live.
first of all, just being able to take that decision, it can't have been easy.
I know. True.
But it's so sad that people even go ahead to question their decision when they find out. Like, so you're going to leave your kids? You're like, excuse me.
I already had these thoughts.
Exactly.
You don't need to point them out.
Thank you.
You're just worsening the situation, in other words.
Yeah.
But
So
you
don't
see,
ask.
but when you move, you no longer have family there. Just imagine if you move with them. You no longer have the village that you had back here.
Yeah.
You can't just drive to your mom's home and leave your baby there. And then help out there is quite expensive compared to
very expensive.
the privileges we enjoy here. So I can imagine it's such a daunting decision to make. So I would understand someone who would leave their children behind and then go and figure things out before they can bring them on board. I was recently listening to one of the musicians. There's been a lot of brain drain in that area. Most of, especially gospel artists for some reason they are. Yeah. So she was saying that, of course she was acknowledging the benefits of moving, But one of the things that she pointed out was that she had to leave her children and her family behind, which took a toll on her as she was there trying to establish and see how to bring them. You know how all those processes
And those
of
processes are time consuming. They take time.
those processes of, first of all, establishing yourself there,
Yeah.
then again planning for your family to
The
come,
paperwork
then
can't be easy to get done.
so she actually said that that is one of the biggest sacrifices she has had to make. So, man, don't ask people why they made the decisions they made. Also, when someone acknowledges that this has been a very big setback for me, they know why they're saying that. They know their story better than you. So please, let's cut people some slack, honestly.
You know, I've just remembered that for some men, it could be easy to say. Do you know that men find it so easy to walk away? A man will not think twice to relocate.
Sometimes it's really circumstances that, make people make the decisions they make. I don't think anyone would really want to just leave their
behind.
family behind. Not even just the kid, but even their wives or husbands or anything like that.
Some of them actually want.
Naye wabula.
They are those wayward ones who are running away from responsibility.
Except
People
those
run
ones.
away from marriage. What are you
Except
saying?
those ones. Eh? But we are trying to.
You're
say
talking
that
about
the
loving
majority-
marriages.
Yes. The loving
Because as
ones.
far as I know,
Eh.
a lot of people who run away from home, like kunova,
Not going to
people-
work, but they've
they
kunova
just- yes,
indirectly
they kunova and go
Using the
abroad.
excuse of
of work. Eh?
Yeah,
That's sad.
people have walked away from marriages, and like they just go back and start a fresh new life.
Where they are.
Yeah,
let's do better. Let's do better.
because now you see when children are in the picture, there is like a second thought. Even if you don't love that man or woman, you'll say, okay, the kids are binding us, and that is also another setback that people think. People have stayed in bad marriages because of kids.
Man.
People have go mad, and they're like, what will the kids? Because they want kids to grow up seeing this loving family.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where they gather traumas from, because they are seeing you sad, you can't be happy. Then the environment is just not right for them to grow up properly.
They grow up seeing drama, but for every individual it's different. Yeah, some people feel, but nange, there is no setback. Children are everything. Blessing, positive vibes.
Bring it on.
There is nothing bad about kids. But also, on this other side, we are saying children are blessing, children are a good gift from God.
Yeah.
Everything nice. But also there is this dark side, the unspoken thing that, like you go through because you're now a mom or a dad. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video as we were dissecting that cat tweet, that controversial tweet. Tell us what you think. Are children really a setback or not? What do you think? Please let us know in the comment section.
Yep.
Please share, like, comment, do everything. Click on the notification bell if you haven't, so you can get all our videos firsthand. Yeah. Let your friends know about Timeless Conversations.
Tell them.
Yeah, we are growing. Yeah, we are. I'm sure you would love to be a part of this community. Thank you, HD Media, for shooting and producing this awesome episode. With love from us.
Bye-bye. Bye.